Let me ask you a simple question, but it might be one of the hardest questions you'll ever face. How much is 1 hour of your life worth? I don't mean your monthly salary divided by working hours. I mean something far deeper than that.
Have you ever thought that every time you buy something you don't need, you're not actually paying with money, you're paying with a piece of your life? Hours that will never come back. Days spent at a job or a project, turned into numbers in your account, then gone in a moment you won't even remember.
That is exactly what the book Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez is about. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll look at your wallet with completely different eyes.
Ancient philosophers constantly asked, what does a good life look like? And their answers always circled around one thing: time and freedom.
Aristotle said happiness isn't in owning things, but in activity aligned with your true nature. The Stoics said that a free person is one who is not enslaved by their own desires. This book takes those ideas and places them in a deeply practical context. Money is not just paper or numbers. Money is your life energy.
What does that mean? It means that when you go to work, you are selling your time, your effort, your attention. You are selling a piece of your life in exchange for money.
So every dollar in your pocket represents actual hours of your existence. And the real question is not, how much do I earn? The real question is what I'm buying worth the time I paid for it? This is where the book introduces a brilliant philosophical concept called the fulfillment curve. Imagine this. When you have very little, every dollar you earn genuinely improves your life.
You buy food, shelter, security. Satisfaction rises. But after a certain point, different for each person, you keep earning more and spending more, yet satisfaction stops rising.
In fact, it often falls. Why? Because getting more requires working more, which means less time for family, health, hobbies, sleep, and thought.
You cross the point of enough and enter what the book calls the zone of painful spending, where you work to pay for a life you're not actually living. The philosopher Henry David Thoreau wrote in Walden, "A man is rich in proportion to the number of things he can afford to, let alone."
And the striking thing is, most of us don't know when enough is enough. Because no one ever taught us. This book is not just philosophical. It's a practical 9-step program. And the most important step, and the most uncomfortable one at first, is calculate every dollar you've ever earned in your entire life. From your first job, your first project, your first paycheck, everything. Then look at what you own today. Your bank account, your car, your savings, everything you have. The gap between those two numbers will shock you. Not to punish yourself, but to see with complete clarity, where did your life go? This awareness is the true starting point. The Stoic philosophers called this self-examination. You cannot change what you cannot see. The next step is simple and uncomfortable at the same time. Record everything you spend, without exception. Not to make yourself miserable, but to see the full picture. And as you record each expense, ask yourself just one question. Is this amount worth the hours I worked to earn it? That one question changes everything. The daily coffee that seems trivial, how many working hours does it cost you per month? The forgotten subscriptions? The gadgets you never opened? The clothes you wore once? The book doesn't tell you, don't spend. It tells you, quick spend with full awareness. This is where the book reaches its true philosophical core. The ultimate goal that Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez present is not to make you a millionaire. The goal is what they call the crossover point. Imagine 2 lines on a graph. The first line, your monthly expenses gradually declining because you're spending consciously. The second line, your passive income gradually rising because you're saving and investing. One day, the 2 lines meet. And that moment is when your passive income is enough to live on without needing to sell your time. That is true freedom, not enormous wealth, but freedom from compulsion. Spinoza said that true freedom is acting according to your own nature rather than under coercion. And financial independence is exactly that, choosing how you spend your time because you want to, not because you have to. To be honest with you, the book is written from a specific American perspective, and some of its figures and examples are somewhat dated. The method of tracking every single penny can also feel overwhelming at first for many people. But what makes it timeless is that it doesn't sell you an impossible dream. It doesn't say, invest in this stock and you'll get rich. It says, understand your relationship with money first, and after that, everything becomes possible. Ultimately, this book is not just about money. It's about a deeper question. How do you want to spend your life? Because money, in the end, is only a means. And time is the only true wealth that can never be replaced. When you understand that every financial decision is really a decision about how you want to live, you begin making different choices. More conscious choices. Freer choices. Choices more aligned with who you truly want to be. The philosopher Seneca wrote 2,000 years ago, "Problem is not that we live too little, it is that we waste so much." And at its heart, your money or your life is an invitation to stop the waste. If this video added something to your life, subscribing is the simplest way to say thank you, and you're still here, so why not?